Well, I just wanted to welcome you back, and I hope that you enjoyed last week about Jonas Wood. Um, oh, are you wondering what about these? You're wondering about these? Does anybody know what our lesson's about today? She still knows it's me. Sugar loves Frida Kahlo. So yes, today our lesson is about one of my favorite artists, and I know that we've talked about her before in class. Her name is Frida Kahlo. She's an artist from Mexico, and she is the most well known for her self-portraits. Now, a portrait is a picture of a person, but a self-portrait is a picture of yourself. Well, I wish I looked like this every day. I picked these from my garden. This is a picture of Frida Kahlo. It's a very famous picture of her, and you can see that she does kind of have some big eyebrows. But she was not ashamed of how she looked. She embraced her different beauty. I love all the colors that she's wearing. This is another very famous picture of Frida Kahlo. She has flowers in her hair, plenty of makeup. She has jewelry, bright colors, and even a very interesting background. It's almost like she was trying to make herself art. Now, like I said, Frida was really famous for painting portraits, which are pictures of people. And in particularly, she loved to paint herself. And I will tell you why in a minute. So, hopefully you can take me seriously looking like this, or I'll have to go wash it off. I wanted to tell you the story of Frida Kahlo though, because I chose her for this lesson because her story is so inspiring. Now, she had a really hard life and childhood, and there was one time in particular that she had to stay home for months, and guess what? She got bored. And guess what we're doing? We're at home right now because there's a big virus going around, and we have to stay home, and there's no choice about it, and some of us are getting bored. So I thought that we could use Frida as inspiration, how to use our imagination and use our artwork to keep us busy and excited and make amazing art. Okay, I had to go wipe that off because it was distracting my own self. But here we go. I wanted to tell you the story first of this famous artist, Frida Kahlo. I also want you to know that, of course, you can go on the internet and look her up. Her name is spelled Frida, Frida, and her last name is spelled Kahlo. So there are tons of books about her. There are tons of videos about her. There's even some movies about her. But like I said, she did have a really hard life, so some of the parts are pretty sad to watch and some even scary. So I would love if you would watch that with someone in your family. I just wanted to give you one reference of a good book for kids though. Check this out. This book is called Little People, Big Dreams, and it's all about Frida Kahlo. You can see that it is written by Isabel Sanchez Begara. If you wanted to look it up or even buy it on Amazon, you could have it delivered to your house. This is a great book about Frida Kahlo. So, Frida Kahlo was born in Mexico. She lived in a house that is called La Casa Azul, which means the blue house. And it's in Coyoacan, Mexico, which is in Mexico City, La Ciudad de Mexico. And you can still go to her house now and visit it. And you can see her bed and where she slept and where she painted. And she had big gardens. I've actually been to her house and I loved it. It's so inspiring. So she was born there and she lived most of her whole life there. Now, I told you that Frida had a hard childhood. So I wanted to show you some pictures. When she was very young, she was diagnosed with an illness that made her very sick and hurt her legs a lot. But she always loved art, and so she used art to continue to do the things that she loved. Here are some pictures of Frida when she was a little girl. She was very cute. So like I said, she had some problems with her legs, and so it was hard for her to play outside with others. So she hung out a lot with her dad, and she liked to draw pictures. Here's another picture of Frida. She's holding her little baby doll. She loved to use her imagination, and she always was creating stories and having imaginary friends, and she would use them in her drawings. Now, when Frida was about 18 years old, she was in high school, she got in a huge bus accident, and it hurt her body so badly. She had broke a lot of bones, and she had to be in her bed with a whole body cast for over 3 months. 3 meses en la cama, sin salir, without going out. And this makes me feel a lot like what we are doing, except for I'm so thankful that my body is okay. And some of us, even we have things with our bodies that hurt, but maybe our mind is very good. So we have a lot to be thankful for. And in this time, we can use Frida as an inspiration. I want to show you a picture of her when she got hurt and she was in her bed. Now, this picture is a little bit blurry, but you can see her here in her bed. She doesn't look super duper happy. But I want you to look towards the top of the bed. Do you see a rectangle? What is that? Here is another view of her bed. And if you look up to that rectangle, I wonder if you can tell what it is now. That's right, it's a mirror. Why would Frida put a mirror above her in her bed? Well, believe it or not, she put a mirror above the bed so that she could continue painting. And she would paint in her bed. Her dad helped build this thing that would hold her canvas for her, or her paper, so that she could keep painting. And I told you earlier that she loved to paint self-portraits because she could look up to the mirror and see herself. Now this is so inspiring that she would be stuck in her bed and her body would be hurting. She could have gave up. She could have just been sad all the time and done nothing. But you know what? She asked her father if he would build her something so that she could keep painting. And she put that mirror up there so that she could look up and see herself. And she practiced painting her face perfectly. Now, that is inspiring. That's not giving up. So, if you have a mirror in your house, guess what you can draw? Your own face. And if you get bored drawing yourself with the same background, like brushes and shelves or your bedroom or your bathroom, well, Frida taught us that we could use our imagination to make us escape into any place that we wanted to go. And she always imagined herself in nature with plants and animals and with fruit and things that made her body strong and her mind strong. So, here are some pictures of Frida's most famous paintings. Wow, this looks amazing. You can see that she painted her face very realistically, but everything else she had to use her imagination. She imagined the leaves and the plants. She imagined the flowers in her hair. She put on jewelry that meant something special to her. You could do this. I love this one. She imagines herself with monkeys and butterflies and with amazing jewelry. These are all things that made Frida, though she felt sad and alone inside, she imagined these amazing places that made her feel better, and she painted herself there. You can paint and draw yourself anywhere. Art is amazing because you get to create your own reality. And lastly, this one is called The Frame. You can imagine why it's called The Frame. I see so many things around her. Flowers, bright colors, animals. I see birds. And she framed herself in them. I think that we could make something like this. All right, so you can go on your own and continue to learn more about Frida Kahlo and her life, but I want to go ahead and get started on the first part of our project. This project is going to come in two parts. First, today, we are going to learn about how to draw the portrait. A portrait is a picture of a person's face. So, this is my specialty. So I'm going to show you some rules of all faces. Now, keep in mind that all faces are not the exact same because we're people and we are nature. So everybody's face is a little different, but I want to show you some rules for how to draw faces so that they kind of look right, they have the right size and the right placement. And I will use a picture first just to prove it to you of my own self. Okay, I know that was very fast, but now I'm going to show you in real life how to do it, and we're going to make it together. Just take a look at this drawing though, because it shows how everything on the face kind of fits together. I'm going to teach you these rules now. Go get your pencil and your paper. All right, everybody, I've got some paper here for myself. I've got a black marker. I suggest you try with pencil first. Remember, this is just a practice so that we can learn the different placement of the shape. So don't worry about messing up because this is practice. Next week, we will learn about how to make it look more realistic and also how to add the background and the frame like Frida did. All right, everybody, let's start with a big oval. Remember, ovals are kind of like circles, but they look like they got squished. So our faces, even though we always think they're circles, they're actually more of an oval. Whoa. Everybody, take some time. Draw an oval. You can pause me anytime I'm going too fast. Now, if you remember, I drew the first line on that video. That was my music. Let me turn it back on. All right, we're back. I drew the first line because a lot of us think that our eyes are up on the top of our heads. Look like this. A lot of us think that our heads are circles and that our eyes are up on the top of our heads. Not true. Guess where our eyes are? They're halfway down our head. So everybody take a pencil or a marker, and I want you to draw a dotted line like halfway that's where your eyes are gonna go. You'll see. Next, our faces, they have symmetry. Symmetry means the same on both sides. So I want you now to draw a line like this, but in half going up and down, okay? Okay, so this will help us to know where the middle of our faces is. Now, let's go ahead and draw our eyes. Okay, now again, a lot of people think that eyes are circles, but if you look closely, you can even look at a mirror of your own. Eyes are not circles. They're actually more like a lemon shape or like a football. What I like to do though is I like to draw a curve and then a circle, circle, curve, circle, circle, curve, circle, circle. Another mistake people do is they do a curve and then they do the circle, circle here without touching. And this will make you look like this. Nobody wants to look like that. So, all of us, let's practice a curve, circle, circle. You notice how I'm doing this on a separate piece because I'm gonna do my real one over there. Okay, so we're gonna do one eye on each side because our faces have symmetry, okay? So, I will try to put it in the middle here, okay? So, I'm gonna do like here, curve, and over here, another curve. You'll see that actually the space between, it's almost the same size as an eye. Like there's an eye, an invisible eye, an eye. Okay? Todos, practica tus ojos. Una curva, círculo, círculo. Okay, make sure that the circle is touching the top so you don't look scary. Curve, circle, circle. Now you can do the bottom later. You can add the eyelashes, las pestañas. Tú puedes poner las detalles luego. You can put the details later. Okay, next step, the nose. Woo! Okay, now this is another strange thing. Our nose is halfway here. Okay, los ojos están en la mitad de la cabeza. The eyes are in halfway of the head. Well, the nose is halfway in the bottom, okay? La nariz está la mitad, okay? From here to here, half. So you can make another line for a nose, okay? Now, noses, a lot of people do this. That's okay, but that's not what my nose looks like. My nose looks like two breathing holes here, and then I got some curve and a curve and a curve, okay? So, for your nose, I would like you to practice 2 ovals and 3 curves, okay? So, oval, that's kind of like our flower pot oval. Oval, and 3 curves, okay? 1 to connect them, and 1 to go on this side, and 1 on this side. Now, if you do circles instead of ovals, circle, circle, curve, 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 you'll look like this. Nobody likes that either. So remember, symmetry, so one oval on each side of your line, okay? I'm gonna do an oval, not too far apart. And then a curve in the middle. And another trick you'll see, this is so crazy. If you go down from your eyes, that's where your nose fits. It's probably not much bigger than your eyes. So I'm gonna put a curve here and a curve here. Everybody practice your nose. Practica narices. All right, I'm gonna go on to the mouth because you can pause me if you need a minute. Okay. The mouth is halfway in the rest of the space. So, halfway here, okay? The eyes are halfway in the head. The nose is halfway in the rest. And the mouth is halfway in the rest. La boca está en la mitad del resto del espacio. Okay? So another line maybe here. Okay? You'll also see a trick. If you make the lines go down from your eyeballs, that is where your mouth should be, not bigger. Okay? For the mouth, a mouth is 3 lines, okay? The top, the middle, and the bottom, okay? I always start with the middle line, okay? And you can decide later if you want your self-portrait to be smiling or frowning or open or singing. Okay, I'm gonna do straight for now. That's a line in the middle. And then on the top, I have a rhyme, and the bottom is up, dip, down, around. Up, dip, down, around. Okay, so up. In the middle, you will dip and then down to connect, around. Up, dip, down, around. Okay, now you could try with a smile. And you would just still do up, dip, down, around. It's a smile. A frown. Look, my middle line, it goes down. So, a curve down, up, dip, down, around. And you could even do an open mouth, like, oh, or shouting. And it would be like a circle. Up, dip, down, around. Choose whichever one you want to do and draw it here. I'm going to start with the middle line and go up, dip right in the middle for symmetry, down, around. All right, now the other 2 things we need to add for sure on the face is where the hair starts and where the eyebrows are. Okay? Most people, la mayoría de la gente, dibujan. Most people, they draw the hair coming out, okay, from the top of the head. Does my hair grow boink out of the top of my head? Mm-mm. So, a trick, if your eyes are here, your hair is about halfway. Okay, so you can draw a line from your hair down to this line. So you would do like a curve and then down to this line. Curve and then down to this line. Okay, and then you also need to give yourself eyebrows. Okay, una persona sin cejas es muy rara. It's very strange to see a person with no eyebrows. It's okay if they don't, because not everybody has the same face. And Frida, remember, she had it to go all the way in the middle. So your hair is like this. And then lastly, we just need to hear. So your ears fit between here and here. Here and here. Okay, so I just do like a curve. If you do a curve so big, you're gonna look like a monkey. Okay, do you want to look like a monkey? It's okay if you do, but that's not how a real person's ear looks, probably. Okay, so a little curve. And then I like to do another one inside and curve over. Inside, curve over. And that is how you draw a face. Now, on your own, I want you to go add details that make it look like you, not me. I want you to add any jewelry, girls or boys if you want. I want you to add the hair, how your hair grows. If you have long hair, you should not be giving yourself short hair. If you have green eyes, you should not be giving yourself purple eyes. If you have freckles, I have freckles, pecas. Si tienes pecas, ponlas. I love my freckles, I'm gonna put them. Okay? Girls, you may wanna put some pestañas. Boys, you also have eyelashes, just so you know. Look in the mirror. Okay? I have a curve here and even a little. I'm gonna add, look, my earrings. Okay, my hair, I usually make it, it's very long. And it's wavy, okay? Your hair is just long lines, just like your eyebrows are short lines. Your hair is long lines, or boys, you might have really short lines for your hair, okay? So that is the rest of your project today. I'm writing backwards, I'm impressed. Self. Ooh. Self-portrait. I hope you have a great time looking at the rest of the stuff about Frida Kahlo. I also hope that you have fun practicing drawing your own face. Look in the mirror if you want to. Try to draw your mom or your dad or your brother. Look at each other. This week, practice drawing faces. Okay? All right, one other thing before I let you go. There is an amazing resource out there for the Dallas Museum of Art. This museum is just down the street. Some of us have been there together. They have a show up right now of art that is called Flores Mexicanas. It's called Mexican Flowers. And I'm going to show you some pictures of how to go on a tour of the show online on your computer. You can do a virtual tour. Okay, so it is a show all about Mexican modern women in art. So it goes perfect for Frida Kahlo. There's actually some paintings of Frida Kahlo in there. So I'm going to show you now how to find that online so you have something else to do online. It's so cool. Check it out. So first of all, you can see that this is the name of the show, Flores Mexicanas. Women in Modern Mexican Art. The show already opened, but because everything is closed, you cannot go see it right now, but you can go online for a virtual tour. So if you go to the dma.org, dma.org, you can see that it will bring up this page. And right here on the front page, it says new virtual tour, and you should click there. When you click there, it will take you to this page that says virtual tour, and you just press play and it will take you all through the show. You can control it yourself and look at all the paintings. You can read about the paintings in English and in Spanish. Also, you can just, if you look at the top, you can go to virtual.dma.org. You can go to virtual.dma.org if you want to just go straight to the page. All right, everybody, I've had a great time hanging out with you again. I hope that you enjoy the rest of the week. Go outside, look in nature, go gather some things if you want to put them in your hair or practice drawing them for next week. Please send me your pictures of your work to Google Classroom so that I can see them, or friends and family, you can just send them in a text or an email. I'd love to see them. Bye. This has been Art with Haylee or Art with Miss Yale. Have a good week.